The question I'm asked most frequently is, I'm vegan, but my family's not, and they don't like what I cook. What can I make them that will get them excited about vegan food? So when I hear that question, my first thought is, but have you tried my Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme? Because it's so good. But then I remember that there are a few steps involved. It's not exactly something you're gonna whip up every weeknight, so it's more of a special occasion treat. So then my second thought is, you really need to try my red lentil curry. This recipe is perfect not only for vegans, but also vegan skeptics and anyone trying to eat more plant-based food, and here's why. First, this recipe is weeknight friendly. From start to finish with prep time involved, it's 45 minutes or less, so it's definitely something you can whip up on a weeknight. This curry is something you can make ahead of time. The flavors actually get better the next day. It freezes well, and it's great for meal prep. This curry is also really easy to make. No special skills involved. You can be a beginner cook and still make it, and it's made with mostly pantry ingredients. This curry is well balanced. We've got healthy fats, protein, and complex carbs, so nobody's gonna go hungry or feel unsatisfied. And finally, this red lentil curry is forking delicious. I have introduced it to so many people, including vegan skeptics, who now say it's part of their regular rotation because it's so easy yet so flavorful. Start, we'll prep our aromatics. We've got garlic, which I'm going to mince up, green chili peppers, I've got serrano peppers, and ginger. Garlic, ginger, and green chili peppers are kind of the holy trinity of Indian cooking. When you saute them in oil, they form the base of so many Indian dishes. I guess it should actually be a holy quartet because onions are often involved, but we don't really need onions in this recipe.
It's actually a quaternity.
A what?
A quaternity?
Not a quartet? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not
That's
using.
the word you're looking for.
Quaternity is not a word. We're not using it.
It's one more than trinity and one less than quintinity.
Okay, we're done here. And I'm grating the ginger with a microplane, which is one of my favorite kitchen tools. If you don't have one, you can use a grater as well. Oh. 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 And we also need 1 or 2 serrano peppers that we'll dice up. I leave the seeds in because we love spicy food, but if you're a little sensitive to spicy food or you have baby mouth, which is what Max calls people who can't eat spicy food, if you have baby mouth, take the seeds out before you go. If you're wondering what lovely kitchen I'm in today, this is my parents' house. We moved to California a couple weeks ago, still looking for our own place, but in the meantime, my parents' kitchen is pretty great. One of the ingredients in this curry, like many Indian curries, is turmeric. If you can find fresh turmeric, it's really lovely in this recipe. It looks like ginger, but it's got an orange skin. You can find it at South Asian grocery stores and some other bougie grocery stores as well. Totally fine if you can't find it because ground turmeric also works. We need a variety of ground spices for this curry: cumin, coriander, curry powder, turmeric, garam masala, and Indian red chili pepper. This is a weeknight curry, as I mentioned, so we're not going to use whole spices in addition to ground spices, which is what I often do with Indian recipes. So we're keeping it simple today, but don't worry, there's lots of flavor in these spices. I've got 1 cup of red lentils here, and I'm going to rinse them until the water runs clear. These are regular red lentils, but you can also use split red lentils. Those ones cook a little bit quicker, but they both work really well. All of our prep is done, so now we're gonna go to the stove and start cooking our curry. The first thing you wanna do for this recipe is heat a large deep saucepan with a little bit of coconut oil or any neutral cooking oil of your choice. Once the oil is hot, we'll add the garlic, ginger, and green chili peppers. Now we're gonna add all of those ground spices along with salt and pepper, and we'll cook that for just a minute until everything smells really delicious. You want to give the spices a little time to bloom, and that's going to add more flavor into your food instead of just adding the spices with the liquid. Ground spices can burn pretty quickly though, so if you need to, turn down the heat, and as soon as they're really fragrant, go ahead and add in your liquid, which is our vegetable broth. This is a really new pan, so nothing is sticking, but if you have some brown bits stuck to the bottom of your pan, just pour in the vegetable broth and stir with a spatula until you get those loosened. We'll also add those washed red lentils, and we'll add 1 14-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Stir everything together, and then we'll lower the heat, cover the pan, and let the lentils simmer for 20 to 25 minutes until they're al dente, and then we'll add in a couple more ingredients. The lentils have been simmering for 25 minutes. They are al dente but cooked through, and now I'm going to stir in 2 ingredients to make this really creamy and indulgent. First up, I have some full-fat coconut milk in a can. This is what's going to help balance those spices, so please do not skip this because the curry will be a little too spicy and tangy if you don't add the coconut milk. The coconut milk really helps balance all of the flavors and brings a nice rich texture. And the second ingredient, which is a little less traditional in a curry, is almond butter. It's so rich, adds this slight nuttiness, and just gives a little extra indulgence to this curry. And then we'll cook the curry on low or medium low, uncovered for 5 to 7 minutes until it's a little bit thicker. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper at this stage. The curry's almost done and it smells so good, like the most aromatic Indian food. The whole house smells like curry. I used to get those jokes a lot in grade school, like, your house smells like curry, gross. And I was like, well, it doesn't smell like dry meatloaf, which is worse. Just kidding, I probably didn't say that because I wasn't that funny of a kid. And so I'm just chopping up some fresh cilantro. I've got some lemon juice. We'll finish the curry with that. This curry is ready. It smells so good. And I wouldn't be a good Indian if I didn't tell you to serve it with some white basmati rice. I've also got some vegan naan here. You could also do roti or paratha. Now it's time for me to try it. Whether you're vegan skeptic, or just looking to eat more plants, you're gonna absolutely love this curry. Super easy and quick to make. It's creamy, it's rich, it's indulgent. I know how challenging it can be to whip up flavorful meals on a weeknight, so I put a short playlist together for you. It's right here.